Yeah, kid, I can't believe you said that about aliens. But anyway, we're live. We did it. What's up, guys? Episode what? Are we on 20 yet?
We are on episode
I'm gonna
19.
We're on episode
20.
19. Okay. But guys, we're in the new building. We got a new backdrop. Everything is fucking coming together. Rob was furious when he walked in here today. But our guest today, so Army captain. You were a commander. For what was 717?
I was.
I got numbers in my head right now. She holds the world record for the fastest mile run in a complete bomb suit, which we're gonna get into. She has a new thing, the human performance project that we're gonna get into right now. She serves our country. She's dope as fuck. And yes, I'm cussing, ladies and gentlemen. Katie Hernandez. Katie, thank you for coming this early too.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God! Somebody was like, Vinny, because they changed the time from 1. Wait, what time? We normally go at 4, and they were like, change it, and we had to change it, and then they're like, dude, she's gonna have to be here early. I go, she's in the Army, bro. She's probably low crawling to the goddamn gym right now.
I think it was harder for you and I to be here on time than it was for her.
And they're doing construction right now. Did you hit the construction? I left my house, which is 2 miles away. I'm not even bullshitting, bro. I'm 2 miles away. It took me 30 minutes. I went off-road, and I was going like, no way, do not enter. And people were like, hey, I'm like, fuck that. I'm late.
Yeah, it's South Florida.
Yeah. And it goes back to what we were talking about, because I think we did talk about it once. Rob is a good driver, but you're an aggressive driver.
I think you have to be. It's survival in South Florida.
In Florida, it's go for it.
It's so weird because across this state, Katie, you're from this area, right?
I'm from Buffalo.
Oh, Buffalo.
Oh, Bills fan?
Yeah, I'm a
okay.
Bills fan.
All right.
The other side of the state, it's the same state, but the people over there drive 20 miles below the speed limit, and everybody here in Miami is on cocaine and drives 20 miles above the speed limit. Same state, 2 hours away, and it's complete chaos.
Yeah. No, it's not. Are you a crazy driver? Wait, because we talked about the grandmother driver. We talked about the crazy. Where do you?
What's worse?
What's worse? But who are you? Who do people?
I'm definitely the crazy driver.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I had to adopt that though, moving down to South Florida, because he's right. It's survival of the fittest down here. If you don't keep up with everybody,
you're dead.
Yeah.
So Katie, for people that don't, but they're gonna know you now. But give us a brief. Description, a little bit about your background, about your past, where you're at, and so people could know.
All right, so I grew up in Buffalo, New York, around snow, and I joined the military about 10 years ago, so I've been 10 years now. The military's been very good to me. I've lived everywhere from Hawaii, Richmond, Virginia, North Florida, South Florida.
These are station bases. Mm-hmm. Okay, got you. So you're stationed here, obviously.
Yeah, I'm stationed here. I'm a ROTC instructor at Florida Atlantic University. So right now I'm teaching the next generation.
Awesome. So you're giving back?
Yeah, they teach me patience, and I think that is karma for how I was as a cadet in ROTC.
So ROTC, this is high school kids that they're trying to become Army?
Yeah, so college kids, and so they're just figuring out their way in life and becoming young adults, and they'll commission after 4 years and be officers in the military.
Got you. You realize all my friends are like, Vinny, especially my brother, wear a fucking military. I go, bro, she's around the green and shit all the time. But I did wear a bomber. Natalia, come on.
Which is appropriate.
This is appropriate because you're the bomb chick. I just realized that. I didn't plan that, Robert.
Where'd you get that?
It's a bombardier. I got it. Let's look at the back of it.
It's nice.
It's a bombardier, bro. I swear to God.
No, it's legitimate. Like, you can't go, hey, I'm having a military guest on. I'm going to go on Amazon and buy that. Yeah, that is legitimate.
And I got my dog tags. Like, yo, this is all. I swear to God, I didn't realize it's a bombardier jacket, which is sick. But anyway, so Katie, I have a bunch of questions, but besides just, joining the Army, what makes you, as a woman, go, you know what? Because you're a bomb technician. So, have you seen the movie Speed?
Yes.
So you're the type of person that'd be like, back, get the red wire. Like, you'd be the person that would be like, everybody be losing their shit. You'd be like, calm the fuck down. It's the red one, clip, and then we all die. But what makes anybody, Katie, go, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. My initial thing, I'll let you answer, was, did you see like a 4th of July accident where somebody blew off their hand and you're like, that's never gonna happen on my watch? I'm gonna tell you guys right now, bombs.
Well,
So what was your
I
thing?
think EOD techs inherently growing up, they love pyrotechnics, fire, things
Yeah.
that go boom. So it kind of just fell into my lap. And yeah, I think if you're not doing things in life that make your heart race, you're not living a fulfilled life. So that's how I got
Gotcha.
into
What,
that.
do you remember like the moment that? So wait, so you have brothers and sisters?
I have a younger sister and an older brother.
And what if they're not? None of them military?
My brother's military.
What branch?
Army.
Army. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
What? It's because did you go to college before?
Yep.
You joined? Okay, gotcha. So for you guys that don't know, there's enlisted, which me, Eric, people we have to salute everybody. So basically, if she was out, Rob ain't walking anywhere in uniform, we have to walk by her and we have to give her the salute. And listen, people just go, "Ugh." Nobody gives a shit. It's just like, "Ugh." we're just in the mix. Those people, but I mean, you've been through the shit. So your brothers and what did your sister do?
She sells real estate. Me and her are very opposite.
Yeah.
Growing up, she wanted to be a stay-at-home and have a bunch of kids, and that's her thing. So
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you. So in today's climate, with everything shifting from, masculinity to feminism. What is your take on like this modern day feminism movement?
okay,
What do you think?
that's a great question.
Thank
so,
you. Adam Tosik told me
Yeah,
yesterday.
good question.
Vinny, because I asked him, I go, Adam, because I have a bunch of questions. I go, which one? He's like, ask her that one.
Yeah. So it's funny. I just had this talk with my female cadets, and I like to have a one-on-one, no phones, no anything, just meet at them and have like
Gotcha.
a real talk. And so, because what I've been seeing lately is females still tend to I call it pulling the female card.
Okay.
So they use that as an excuse.
And give me an example of like pulling the female
So
card.
they can't keep up with runs. They can't hold their own weight. They rely on their male counterparts to kind of compensate for their deficiencies. So I told them, like, we're not going to do that here. In my organization, we're going to be better than that. So you're going to meet the standard, and then you're going to find a way to surpass it.
Gotcha.
If you want to be respected as a woman, I mean, there's differences. Men and women, there just is.
100 biology. It's
Yep.
just we didn't come up with it. It just is what the fuck it is. You know what I mean?
Right. And so being a female in a very dominated world, I was a commander of all males.
Yeah.
There's kind of like this dog sniffing dog, like when you first come into a unit and checking each other out. And I'll tell you, like, being physically fit and being able to hang and, outrun them, that was one of the fastest ways to gain the respect.
I think that's so badass because when I was in the Air Force, like they kind of kept everybody separated. You know what I mean? There was our things, and obviously, but we didn't really have to go against anybody. But are you going up against anybody? Because I mean, you're in the bomb squad type situation. How many females are doing what you're doing?
So it actually, females being let into the bomb squad is more of I think it started in late 1980s, early 1990s. So it's more of a recent thing that
Gotcha.
females were integrated at all. But yeah, very small percentage are actually EOD techs.
That's crazy. Have
Yeah.
you been deployed anywhere yet, like overseas or anything like that?
I was deployed to Afghanistan
Wow.
for 9 months. And,
How was that? What was that like?
It was what it was. I mean, there wasn't too much going on when I went, just being honest. But a lot of what we do a lot of traveling for the President of the United States. So we have a lot of POTUS, VPOTUS missions. We travel anywhere they go. There's an EOD team that goes with them.
With them, and there's a pre-team that goes before to
Yep.
make sure that. So that's people have to understand. Like you're there to make sure there's no bombs. Like how many? You guys come with the dogs, and you guys have all the situation.
So for us, we'll usually get attached to like the Secret Service or somebody that has K9 capabilities. And for us, we have the mission of find or function. So if the president is staying in a certain room, we're going in the room, we're turning on lights, looking into the ceiling,
Wow.
pulling out drawers. Anything he would do, we would do before him.
That is so bad.
Have you ever found a bomb?
Yes.
No.
No.
Not in those
Never.
situations.
Okay. and I think it'd kind of be like an exciting situation. Like, oh shit,
We got one!
yeah, finally there's a bomb. They're like, shut the hell up. He's like, I'm so sorry. You're like taking photos of it.
Selfie.
Yeah, you're just Instagramming bomb. Like, hey, bomb, bitch. That is so. Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
What's the training like? Because I can't, how do they train you to know what wires to cut and to do all of that? Because if you fuck up in our job of training and a joke goes the wrong way at an open mic, you don't die. But with your training, if you cut the wrong wire, it's over. So, like, how long do you train for, and what is the training process?
Yeah, so our motto is initial success or total failure, which is appropriate.
Oh, wow.
And so when you're going through the 9-month school in Eglin, Florida, they really hone in on that. And when you mess up, you fail. So first, going through school, if you make one mistake, it's a 16-point hit on any test you're taking, and passing is an 85. So they really drive home one mistake,
and you're
done.
Okay.
And it's about 9 months, and it's just drinking from a fire hose the entire time. And, you know, the crazy thing about our job is a lot of it is up to the bomb maker's discretion. So the creativity of whoever's making that bomb. So for an EOD tech, having a mind that can, like, try to think like a bomb maker, that's what they look for.
Because some of them, well, most, I don't know how many of them would be homemade, but nobody's going to make a bomb the same way. They're going to try and change it so they can trick you so that it can't be diffused.
Exactly. And when you're overseas, the enemy will be watching, and sometimes they don't even hide. They'll just stand there like this, and they'll just watch and see what you're doing, and they'll be like, okay, so he's going to do this, and he's going to approach from this angle. Next time I'm going to make a bomb that's going to defeat that particular TTP.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Do you like, cause I mean, and like, cause when I was in the military, I was a, you know, cop at security forces. We'd always mess around with like magazines being upside. We'd fuck around all the time. Is there any game playing with the guns? We'd mess around. We'd like loosen up. I mean,
I'm saying you're going guns. You're talking about you're messing around with guns.
I mean, not we were safe-ish. But like I always wonder, like in the bomb world, do you guys ever play like little pranks, like when John picks up that, it's gonna go pop, like nothing like crazy, but like smoke comes up. Do you guys fuck with each other?
Oh yeah, I got glitter bombed as a company commander.
Yes.
I hate glitter. I can't tell you how many times, but as a company commander, you know, I'd walk downstairs and all the guys would just be making IEDs, you know, in their workshop, and like they're the scary ones.
Oh my, yeah.
So they're making the bombs. Mm-hmm. So if you're upstairs and they mess up building the bomb, is it like a big enough bomb that it'll fuck up the whole building and you could die?
So when they're making the bombs, they're making it for training purposes, for other EOD techs to run and see if they can, outsmart that bomb. And so there's not really actually explosives. There's penalties, like noise penalties and stuff that when you hear it, you know. But yeah,
dude, I wouldn't trust anybody in the unit, or I'd have that smoke thing to make sure there's no wires to trip and shit. I wouldn't trust anybody. And I'm gonna get into relationships and stuff. Imagine dating somebody that's a bomb chick. I'd be like, dude, fuck your like gender reveal might be like, she's like, and the whole fucking house comes down, and you're like, they're like, boy or girl, like, we couldn't see shit, Katie. You killed everybody. Nana's in the tree. Your grandmother's like, I love you. Oh shit, that's so going back. So I'll come back to the feminism. I'm very interested. The world record for a mile in a bomb suit, and I think the bomb suit, Katie's like what, almost 90 pounds, right?
It's 84 pounds. Yeah.
Okay, 84 pounds. I always round up, especially when it's cooler. Guys, go to the gym. Next time you go to the gym, grab an 80. I'm gonna downsize just to show them. Grab an 80-pound dumbbell, put that bitch in a backpack, and just jog from here to like where the water fountain is. It's like 2 midgets on your back that just ate at a buffet. That's heavy. Or little people, whatever, I'm not gonna get in trouble. And then, so Katie, couple questions. So you broke the world record, and how long ago?
It was about a year ago.
That's gangster.
How did you know that was a world record?
Okay, so my friend Ashley, she had actually broken the record before me, and she was a friend of mine. We were stationed in Hawaii together.
Friends, Katie?
No, she's my girl.
Homies.
She's my girl. We played rugby together and everything else.
Fucking girl plays rugby, dude. Like, Jesus, we're gonna go. This is fucking awesome.
So there was a British female that had the record before her, and so when we were in Hawaii, I believe it was like 2016, I remember her breaking it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, good for you, Ashley, you know. And then time went by, and fast forward to last year, and I started seeing some things on social media, like anybody interested in going out for this record. And I was like, you know what? it's time to take it from Ashley. It's been a few
Fucking
years.
yanks. And the kid I saw it, she was at the.
Yep, she was there.
And can you bring up the one where she's starting off the race? I put 3 pictures there. Rob, can you imagine this? Her friend who has the record is there watching her go for the record. As much as she's like, come on, Katie, you know in her head, she's like, I want you to trip, bitch. Fucking get dehydrated and cramp. Katie, I love you. Your form is good. I hate her hair. Her hair bothers me in the suit. But yeah, can we show because these screens are off, but can you show the...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because the screen is off, but I definitely want to show Katie. So the first one is her running in this suit. If you guys don't know what a bomb suit is, it's that green. And Katie, like, is it impenetrable with any bullets or any ammunition?
Yeah, so it's Kevlar. So,
Got you.
And how it's designed is there's a metal plate that runs from the base of your spine at your neck all the way down to your tailbone. And actually, when you're facing a bomb, when you're trying to walk away from it, you actually walk backwards for a designated amount of space.
Got you.
And that way, if the bomb were to go off, you don't bend and fold backwards and break your spine.
Got
so
you.
if you're on top of something, it doesn't matter.
So
you're gonna blow up.
Oh, so if a grenade, let's say if a grenade's 10 feet away from you,
10 feet, you'd probably be fine.
Blast radius is like what, 7 yards?
You'd probably be fine.
You're okay, and
Really?
that's suit.
Yeah, so
Pipe bomb.
It depends how much explosives, what kind of material the bomb's made out of. Anyway, the suit is more of just as safe as possible. We always try to go as safe as possible.
Gotcha.
Initially sending dogs or robots or something like that.
And those dogs, like, number one, I'm a huge dog lover, not a big cat guy, but those dogs are fucking amazing. My brother trains still bomb dogs, and that dog's goal in life, find the bomb. I don't think the dog really knows what he's doing. Like the dog didn't wake up one day and, well, listen, fuck these toys, bombs. Because they're actively going for the bomb.
Well, that's why there's no cats that are bomb sniffing cats. They're too smart. They're like, no, fuck you, I ain't doing that.
Cats are like, no, you go. No, yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna stay here and lick my asshole. You go and find the bombs.
I'm just gonna, yeah, bombed. Anyway, so this is a picture. So, okay, this is you mid-run, or are you done? So your mask could be off?
Yeah, so the mask was off, and everything that I did was how previous records were set. Everything has to be the same. So this is actually me training at Fort Campbell. Every time I run, I always had to have a crew with me. This is not something you can do by yourself.
I was gonna say, because I saw once you're done, Katie, it's off. Take everything off.
Oh yeah, and so my first sergeant would run with me, John, and we'd be done, and I'd be like tapping out, and he'd be like ripping it off. Yeah.
Did you ever faint? Did you ever faint in it?
No, but there was some tough days.
They're very close.
Yeah.
Well, fucking good on. And then this is Katie. This is you.
This is training.
Post training done.
Yep.
And then the next one. This is her. And where was this? Where was this?
This was, where is this? Near West Virginia. So this was a college that we had to find during COVID that would let us go.
Wow. So you broke this shit during COVID.
Yeah.
Gangster. and then so wait. So the guy Sean Matson. What was his? Do you know his name?
So Sean Matson, good friend of mine. He called me. Actually, it was like the night before, and he's like, I can't do it.
Shut up.
So it was like it was medical,
Okay.
But yeah, and
Diarrhea for anybody else. You can't shit in a bomb suit.
Yeah, I still give him some crap. Obviously, getting that phone call the night before and be like, "You're not running it too," because he was going for the male record, which is something like 7:15.
Holy shit!
Yeah, the male record is no joke.
Dude, the average male normal mile is like 9-10 minutes by itself.
It's insane.
Holy shit!
Yeah, Sean's gone out. He had tried twice previously.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's bananas. So that's so saying. Katie, just to show you guys a little bit of what Katie does, just chilling in her spare time. Go to one of her shooting a gun. Look at how badass. Let me say something to you.
Seriously.
This is one of those photos, Katie, where somebody goes, the cameraman goes, "Let me show you." You go, I don't know. You could be a fucking serial killer. Send me that picture right now. Here's my address. Here's my phone number. I'm an A positive blood type. I vote Republican. Where were you training for this picture?
This was actually during the tactile games. I have had one partnered event. That was a funny event. I realized that I will never go partner again.
Oh, really? Like,
yeah, I think when you're going into a competition where it's like lifting and shooting guns, you have to be on the same mentality as your partner.
100%.
So if you're not both there to compete,
Yeah.
so from now on, so next year I'll be making my elite individual debut during the tactile games. So I'm really excited for that.
That's sick. And then I have one. Katie, show Katie just holding weights. Natalia, please. Okay, first of all, she's just out in the wilderness. Like the rest of us wake up and we're like, coffee and traffic. Katie's like, you know what? I'm just gonna grab 135 pounds and just fucking clean it, throw it. And then where is this? Is this at your house?
This is at my coach's house. Yeah, he opened up his garage to like 3 or 4 of us during COVID, and we just stayed there.
You just literally worked out. Like you are not fucking around.
It's just a grunt style garage.
Love it.
Yeah.
And then there's one video I have of you, Katie, where Katie, how much weight is on this? Because this is a clean.
This
is a press.
is a press.
Look at, okay, hold on. Let's just Rob. Look,
1, 2, 3,
Rob,
4,
watch.
5,
Rob,
6,
look at
7.
it. You can tell from the shaking, and then look at. I think you were kind of surprised because this is your personal best, right? She's like, holy shit, holy shit. And it'd be funny if he was just like this. No, Katie, one more, because I was recording me. I fucking hate that. It's like, you idiot. You had one job to do. But Katie, that's sick. So and that's Katie. And look, all the craziness and all the everything. This is Katie, professional, and doing that. And you know what's crazy? You would never, if you in uniform, you wouldn't tell. But when Dave Lara, who introduced us, who's our only audience member, Dave, make some noise so people can hear you.
Go Dave.
Look at that live audience with one person. But yeah, he brought me in. I mean, awesome, cool. I didn't go into depth. I didn't go this far, but you could never. What's the judge a book by the reading it, or what the hell is that saying?
Yes, that's exactly it. Don't
Robert,
judge a book by how you read it.
You know I love Rob. Rob is never a guy that's like, yeah, idiot. Because I love, everybody has, you have that one friend that ruins things like, you know what they say? 2 buckets with tears. You know what I'm talking about. And then you go, no, but I kind of.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
We're good.
We got it.
And you're just like, he knows what the fuck he's talking about. But anyway, so okay, going back to the masculinity, this is me personally, I feel, and we were talking about it a little bit earlier, about, I think there's a movement, like Andrew Tate is a prime example of, like, he just said, let men be men, and it's okay, guys. If it's okay to be trans, it's okay to be gay, it's okay to be a little person, midget, whatever the hell, they're not gonna come after me. It's like, what I feel like they're going after us. It's taboo to be a man anymore. I kind of feel the movement is to make us less powerful, because if, God forbid, there's a revolution, or the overpopulation is a real big problem. What do you see it, and then what do you see it in the military as it's happening?
Also a great topic.
Give me some.
So,
Let's fucking go.
Okay, so if there's something that irks me is I feel as though men are losing their masculinity. And it's not just military, it's just overall. There's something that is being lost, and I don't know if it's a drop in testosterone or something's going on. So when I was going through ROTC, all the guys wanted to go combat arms. Women couldn't even go combat arms. Like, there was this drive to go infantry and ranger and do all these special kick down the door type of things. Now, I ask my cadets what they want to do. Finance, logistics, sit behind a desk. I have had multiple conversations where I'm just like, all right, guys, what's the deal?
Wow, really?
And they just have a different mentality nowadays. And, like during PT when I'm trying to push them and, I'm trying to inspire them, sometimes if I feel like they don't care. And
what
they're
is
just
it? Katie, do you, like, I think it's a culmination of things, like a combo, but do you think it's the food? Do you think it's that? Because I'm 44. It's time for me to start. Like, I'm getting tired now. My drive, dude, in my 20s, even early 30s, I would see girls, I would catch myself just like a gorilla, like an ape. I'm obviously getting older, it starts to diminish, but like, where do you think this is coming from, and why are they pushing it?
I really feel as though society is making it acceptable for men to just kind of wallflower and just kind of be a little lazy and just kind of just, not be like a gentleman and not be like that old school mentality. It's gone.
And your parents.
Do you think? Oh, sorry.
No, kid, don't ever apologize.
Question,
Get it.
do you think women today, because they are a little bit more on the masculine side, that's also affecting the way men are being more masculine? Like in the sense, oh, well, it's already done, taken care of by a woman, so like men aren't really needed at that point. Do you think that has an effect on that?
Potentially. I just think it's also generational. Like I said, when I was, back in my day.
She's fucking like 29. She's like, back in my day, a year ago.
Yeah, it was just like men were competitive and they wanted to be, better, faster, stronger. They wanted to be like, man, grow beards and smoke cigars and drink whiskey. And now society is kind of stripping them of that. So.
And mind you, like Natalia, obviously very attractive, strong girl. She has her opinions and I love look at guns, works out. And like a girl like you, Kate, like Rob, because I want to get into relationships. You're dating somebody?
Yeah, I am dating someone.
Now, okay, so that type of a woman like you, are you going? Do you go? I haven't seen him. I haven't seen any pictures. But like, is he like a CrossFit guy like you? Is he like what? Because some guy I know.
What's your type?
Yeah, what's your type, Katie? Like, I'm all like, so Katie. So what's your type? What's your relationship? How'd you guys meet?
Yeah. So I'll preface this with saying it is hard to find a balance in relationships for me. Yeah. So I am bisexual too. Okay. So whether it's a man or a woman, just trying to find a good balance of someone that can support me, that wants to cheer me on. You would be surprised in relationships how often people want to kind of dim your light a little bit, and that stemming from insecurities or whatever. And that's really a main reason why a lot of my relationships haven't worked out.
Really? How long have you been with this guy?
A couple months.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, question, because you said bisexual. Now, is he's totally, obviously that's something that you say off the rip?
Yes. Okay. And that's something that I learned because if you wait for whatever reason, sometimes people have very strong opinions on it, and you don't want to be in a relationship before they express, their strong opinions. Like, I've been broken up with because of it.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I can imagine you're on a date and you haven't told the person, and he's like, wow, look at her hair. And you're like, yeah, but look at her ass. And it's like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, but what's even weirder is a guy heard that and then went, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. I'm kind of into girls too. I'd be like, I kind of want to marry you now.
See, now I get it if it's the other way around. Like if we're out at dinner and you're like, so tell me about yourself. And I'm like, well, I'm bisexual. I get why a woman would go, no, thanks, I'm good on that. But for a guy to go and hear that a woman's bisexual and go, I'm not into that.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
It is very,
Katie, do
that's
you care if your partner was bisexual, if they were bisexual, like the guy?
I think that'd be a discussion.
Okay.
I think.
Like one of those one where the leg folds up. You're like, we're gonna have a little chat about you and Jeremy.
We
gotta talk.
I listened to Adam's podcast, and you guys had a guy named Destiny on.
Yes.
And Destiny.
Hey, a guy. His name is Destiny.
His name is Destiny.
And you're like, say less.
And Destiny said that 3% of the time that he has sex, it's with a man, but he's not gay.
Okay.
And I go, and maybe I'm old school or maybe I'm weird, but I hear if you have sex with a man, I go, that sounds a little gay, right? Like that is the definition of being gay, is having sex with another man.
Yeah, and Katie, because we definitely had this discussion, and now I want to hear your opinion too. In society now, it is kind of weird that there's a double, and I'm not mad at it. A girl, and in my eyes too, but I see it a lot. A girl, which I think is it's totally fine if a girl's like, yeah, I'm in a relationship with a guy, but once in a while, like, girl, I could see a girl, and mind you, because you guys are fucking beautiful creatures. When it's a guy and he's like, yeah, listen, I'm in love with her. Once in a while, I want to blow a dude. It's automatically in our regulars, we're like, oh, you're gay. Like when I hear like when you say that and you say you're bisexual. That's what I think in my head 100%. When a guy goes, yeah, I'm bi, I go, no, you're gay, but you have occasional straight flashbacks. That's what it is. That's it. But so relationship-wise with him, and so how many months you guys have
We've been together a few months now, but he's very supportive, and he's my biggest fan, so things are good.
That's sick. So question, and you don't have to answer if you don't want. Have you guys since how many months? 6 months or less?
Yes. 6
months or less. Has any situation where there's been a girl that's just like, and you like introduce them, or you guys like, oh, talking to a girl?
No.
Not yet. She's like,
no.
That's tomorrow.
If I'm with someone, I'm just with that person.
No, I respect that. So transitioning now to the military. When I was in, when I was in the Air Force, it was don't ask, don't tell. We knew who was gay and who was weird, and mind you, I don't give a shit. I have gay cousins. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me. What's the military stance right now? Because I know they're letting, I know there's some trans and there's having people pay, the military's paying for transitional surgery for people in the military. Is there, what has changed? Can you be open about it? And then let me know about the transgender situation.
Yeah, so when my first year was actually Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So that was interesting. And when it was foreign to me. I was a college student living my life and then joined ROTC and everything else. And then that first year was Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And I didn't understand that. I was like, wait, I can't be myself.
Yourself, yeah, I got you.
And then, like I said, about a year after I joined, it was repealed. And, it's been very accepting, very fluid with that. As far as the transgender piece, yes, the military is, they push their agenda.
Wow.
Yep. There's a lot of propaganda being released by the military supporting gender in the transition and being, unfortunately, I even have a cadet that is transitioning and joining the military to do that.
That's and that's one of the problems I have.
Really horrible.
That's one of the problems I have, Katie. Excuse me, because I'm like, if they're taking advantage of the system, so okay, I join and just get it, and I'm pretty sure this person could easily get out because I know the rules. I feel that that's messed up. And like, here's my thing. Yes, we have a shitload of money as a government, as a military force, but you know how much it would piss me off if we were in war and I'm like, give me another magazine, and like, we don't have any more bullets. Like, why not? John lopped off his crotch. Sorry, that money went to I would be so fucking mad. And again, why do you? And I just saw What Is a Woman by Matt Walsh on Daily Wire Plus. Did you see it yet?
Yep.
Very eye-opening. And again, this whole movement from a small group, it's insane how much power this little group has. But then, as you know from watching it, the future of the billions, potentially trillions, and transitioning these people. And mind you, Katie, I don't care if you're 30 or you're 40 or you're 50 and you want to get whatever done to your body. Congratulations. Do your thing. When they're indoctrinating these fucking kids in school to have these surgeries, and it's all about money. I don't give a shit. Patrick talked about this on the podcast where he went to go see, his kids ADD like how I am, and they automatically, they're like, well, medication. You're trying to make money for the pharmaceutical companies. I get it. Making men not be men. I couldn't even say the fucking word because I'm about to stutter. Demasculinization. Did I get it?
Good job. Wow.
Yes!
You did
Fuck
it.
you, English teacher in my high school that said I was not going to be shit. But what do you feel like they're doing it for, and like, are you cool with them doing all this shit in the military?
Like you said, I support, whatever you want to do in your personal life. For me, it's just like, I'm there to do a job. I'm there to be a soldier first. Yeah. So if that gets in the way of being a soldier first, then there's an issue. But if not,
don't you think it does in the sense that, like, say they're going in there to do the transition, and then when they do all that, there's medication they take, there's upkeep, and like that affects your mental, your physical, and I feel like long run it will affect how they protect the country.
For sure. I think the bigger issue is, like you said, is the children. Is like the children that haven't had a fully developed, brain and hormones.
Everything
and,
is,
and now they're injecting them and they'll never be the same again.
Yeah, and just like you said in the documentary, it was one case, I'm pretty sure there's hundreds, maybe thousands, where they were like, the kid's 14 and the kid was in school, Rob, and the father had to go to court. They go, listen, I guess this was in Canada. They're like, your son wants to be a girl. He's obviously indoctrinated. He's on TikTok. He's on all these apps. And the father had to go to court. The father went to jail because he was going against the kid's wish to transition. Like, what the hell is going on? And I've said this multiple times, Katie. Rome, in the Roman days, when Rome was at its power, like when you watch the movie Gladiator, you see the Colosseum and you see Caesar, you see that power. If you went up to somebody in that time and you said, hey, bro, at some point, this empire, this dynasty that you guys have, it's going to go to shit, people would laugh in your face. I think America is the modern day Rome, and these are the starting phases of us dipping off the hill. And I hope to God I'm not around when the shit goes down, because it's not going to be cool with China and with all the powers that are kind of circling themselves around us. We're still nasty because we have all the nukes. That's say what you want. I worked at a nuclear missile base, but it's slowly, surely coming to where we're gonna drop down the hole.
Well, the fall of Rome was a 2.5 century process, so I think you're good.
We're good.
But however, we do live in an expedited age, so it might be quicker.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. The problem I have when it comes to paying for this stuff with the military's money is that you see so many vets out there that money could be used to help them get the medical care, the mental health care, and instead we're paying for, like you said, for John to have his crotch chopped off.
Yeah.
And again, it's okay if you're an adult and you want to go through that process, but should the military be paying for that, or are there bigger needs that need to be met?
Yeah, what do you think, Katie?
I definitely agree 100%. That topic is near and dear to my heart. It's something that I believe is a phenomenon that's vastly overlooked. We train the warfighter for 20 years to do one job, and it's usually involving killing or, very aggressive, intense, and then we release them into civilian world, and we expect them to just
Hey, good luck.
Adapt.
Yeah,
Right.
good luck.
And
Assimilate.
And so there's a gap there, and so I'm actually part of the Human Performance Project.
I want you to get right into it, Katie. Katie, get right into it and explain to everybody. And we're gonna I'm gonna put the GoFundMe link and everything in the description.
Perfect.
Go for it.
And it was founded by Ryan Birdman, so you can look him up on Instagram.
Ryan
too.
Birdman, like Birdman?
Birdman.
I love that name.
Yep. And he identified this, and he is creating this extreme sport / figuring out the data that we need to put forward to our, military and first responders so that they can figure out a way to get to baseline. Wow. We see a lot, we do a lot, we train, we're in these situations, and how do we go back to normal? How do we find our true north again after seeing and doing certain things? So I'm involved in this project, and so what we're doing come February is him and a group of athletes are doing 7 skydives, 7 marathons, and 7 plunges on 7 continents in 7 days.
Wow.
Holy how badass is that? Like, when somebody's like, Katie, what are you doing? You're like, I'm busy. I'm jumping out of shit.
Yeah.
I'm in Asia tomorrow. I can't be doing this
And then
right now.
Uganda on Saturday. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So go ahead, because I actually, I'm not on my phone because you're, and these are just facts from what from what you're thinking. And mind you, the Human Performance Project, you're gonna run 1 mile in a bomb suit, 7 continents, 7 days. The goal of it is to help bend the curve for suicide and improve mental health among veterans and first responders. I commend you. You guys are going to raise $100,000, and I'm pretty sure you are. I'm going to donate after this. That would be distributed among 13 charities. We're going to have the GoFundMe thing. So, and this is why it matters so much. Suicide rate for veterans is 1.5 times higher than the regular population. Comparing the rate among female veterans to non-veterans, adult women is 2.5 times higher. On average, 22 veterans commit suicide daily in the United States. That's insane. 22 soldiers gone. If they're not in the streets suffering every single day, which I see all the time, especially in Los Angeles. But 50% higher risk of suicide than every person who has not served. That's insane, man. Yeah. One big, it's like, Katie, what was the driving force? What was that moment where you're like, because they reached out to you, but I'm pretty sure you're passionate about it regardless.
Yeah, so when I was doing the world record, I was involved with a Get Headstrong company and raising funds for this particular reason. This is something that I have seen personally, that, I see my soldiers go through it. EOD is just one of those units where it affects us higher. Yeah. Our risk when we go out and on duty is higher. Oh, and so the things that my soldiers have seen, and I see the way it affects them, especially when you come home. And so right there is just like, you see it every day. It affects, it affects my family. It affects the people that I love. And so the more that I can dive into this, spread awareness, and like you said, putting the funding where it should be going, and back into the veterans and investing in them, and seeing like the homeless veterans on the street, because they couldn't figure out a way to get to baseline. Yep. How do they cope with certain things? So that's what the Human Performance Project is all about, and it's very basic things. It's nothing crazy. It's trying to find outlets, religion, having the space to mentally clear your mind, and how do you go about doing that? Nutrition, so very basic things, but
that's so amazing.
And you talk about the homeless population. It says here between 11 and 13% of the entire homeless population in the United States are veterans. 13% of people that are homeless right now
insane.
are people that went and served for our rights to be able to sit here and talk shit. And then they come back and we go, good luck to you.
Right.
Whereas, and when we look at all of these issues, when you look at the school shootings, when you look at, like we talked about, pushing transgendered agendas on young children and the transitioning process, all of these come down to mental health and how people people are afraid to say that they're not okay. We've created this stigma in this country where you're weak and you're a pussy if you need to go and talk to somebody about your feelings. But the reality is, look at the shit that you guys have to go through. We sit here and we're laughing about your job going and defusing bombs. Think about that. We're laughing about your job going and defusing bombs. But that is a very realistic fucking possibility that you die doing that. And yet, we don't provide you with any type of assistance after you get out to go, here's some help, here's somebody to talk to. We just go, no, you got to figure it out yourself.
It's insane. And it's Rob, amazing freaking point. And mind you, one day you're going to be a veteran yourself. And, like, God willing, nothing meant. Because think about it. Like you just said, you could go your whole career, Katie, not having to deal with something insane, but the mental state of, oh my God, could it be there? Because you're wired a certain way. And once that thing breaks, bro, it's over. And, like, dude, the way that they treat veterans, bro, is one of the reasons, like, you have no idea as a veteran, just to try to get medication and, like, because I have high blood pressure because of the military, and I tried to get compensated. They're like, no, like, you have to fight and scratch for $1 when, mind you, they're spending and just training bombs, just dropping missiles to test them, are millions and millions of dollars. And it's the most overseen, underlooked, whatever the hell you want to call it. One thing I hate about how this country operates, the government operates, is not taking care of the people that, bro, that's like being in the mafia and you have a hitman that's your fucking bulldog. Go and fight. Then he gets hurt and you're like, next. No, you got to take care of your guy, dude.
What really woke me up to that type of thinking
was
because I'm not in the military, so I didn't deal with any of the veteran affairs or what is going on. It was watching Jon Stewart going on Capitol Hill and fighting for 9/11 first responders to get health care. That he had to go and stand in front of Congress, and these motherfuckers were like, no, we don't want to give it to... Half of them didn't even show up. And Jon Stewart went off. And then he started advocating for health care for people with that served with the burn pits. Like, the fact that it takes a guy that was a comedian on The Daily Show to get in front of these people and fight for you guys, whereas... there shouldn't be a fight. It should be, well, you guys sacrificed your lives so that these people in suits can sit on Capitol Hill. The least we can do is make sure you're taken care of.
Yep. And I think all that, like you said, all that money that's going for all these surgeries, and mind you, I'm going to clarify my point. Do your thing. Change what you want as an adult. Leave the kids alone. What's that Pink Floyd song? Leave them kids alone. Let them learn and let them become world. Because mind you, you'll talk about suicide. A lot of those kids that are having it, dude. It has to take 10 years for us to see the outcome of this shit happen. We haven't had that much time yet, and it's called gender dysphoria. Like you said, it's a mental disorder, and it's like we all have to pretend of what you want to be. That's okay. Fine, I'll play the game. But when it comes to a child, it's like, bro, leave. Let them be fucking kids. Yeah, sometimes girls, kids, boys, and they play around. That's fine. But to take them away from what the hell they're doing, like the flower, let the flower be like bloom and blossom. Don't cut off the goddamn arms and, the thorns and let it be what it's going to be. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I was, my 12-year-old is in 7th grade, and he has friends that they range in every color and every aspect of life, but he has gay, he has transgendered friends. And I go, at 12, I'm 36, and I'm not even committed enough to getting a tattoo. Like, I can't make that dedication. But you're going to let a 12-year-old decide for the rest of their lives, I want to be a girl now. Yeah. It's okay to feel that way. It is. Yeah. There's a difference between feeling that way and acting that way. And I think when you get to the right age where you can start processing major life decisions, then yes, we give you the ability to do that. Yeah. But at 12, we were snorting pixie sticks. Literally, we were snorting pixie sticks. I remember. And now we're going, hey, we're going to give that person the ability to chop their tits off. Yeah.
It's okay. Rob, you triggered my brain to think about which I wanted to ask you, the trans athlete situation that's happening. Leah Thomas, all these guys, which I want to make a shirt that just says lazy fuck, because like I saw, especially in that documentary, it's like, bro, you're taking away from these women that have busted their asses. Their parents put them in swimming, and they do. Think about the hurdles, the ups, the downs, the sacrifice to get to a collegiate tournament, which could probably define the rest of your life for future Olympics and everything. And a guy that says he's a girl that didn't take any surgery, nothing, is beating them. What's your view on that?
Yeah, I think as a competitive athlete, female, if we all don't feel the same way about this as just being angry about it, what's going on? Because, you train your whole life, you compete, you're, an athlete. And so to go, and as a woman, they make men's sports and women's sports. There are biological differences. Yep. And so for male, and even just for a woman to take testosterone or something, that's even an advantage, So for a male to cross over into a woman's sport, it's just kind of a slap in the face,
isn't it? And if you even dare open your mouth and be like, "Hey, wait a minute, there's a penis in the pool." Like, dude, if I was a father of somebody at the swim meet and Leah Thomas was in there, I'd be like, he has a dick in the pool. This isn't fair. She's trying to get a scholarship.
She's got an extra leg.
Yeah. No, it may be cheating. His balls are floating. It's unfair advantage. Am I the only one to drag you out? And it's like listen. When words and opinions are stifled because of people's feelings, I am anti-feeling. Because guess what? I think there's a misconception just in life in general that you're going to meet people, Katie, just because, especially this happens in LA all the time. You see one way and you have your set political, gender, whatever views. If somebody doesn't think exactly how you think, don't talk to that person. I don't have any dialogue. We're losing the part where we can't have a conversation. Can we not talk? I want to know your opinion. You do this, I do this, it's kind of this, but then we kind of meet in the middle. And guess what? I'm going to go home. I'm still not going to agree with you 100%, but I'm not going to be in the car like, I hate her. She doesn't think exactly like how I think because, like I said, it's not fair. Somebody in the continuum of time, you're messing up somebody's future because that guy that's saying he's a woman is taking away from from that female.
Yep, 100%.
And I think what we do is we listen to a very small segment of a population.
Why do they have that much control, Rob?
I don't know, but it's listen. You know how many gay and lesbian comedians I've come across, and all of them in their acts that I've worked with, I would say 75% of them have a joke about, yes, I'm LGBTQ, but I'm not the LGBTQ that you read about or that you hear about. They don't even identify with their own movement because we're listening, because the smallest percentage of the people that make the most noise is what we pay attention to. Yeah. So it could be, look, we're talking about Leah Thomas. It's one
female guy,
lady, or a man in a woman's sport. Yeah. But they kowtow to this one. Is that the right term?
Kowtow, yeah, 100%.
They bend to these people, and it's only a small sample of the population.
So there's a reason why they're backing in. It goes off what we're talking about, making men not be men anymore, and it's all cool, dude. There's a movement. We might not. I mean, you don't know everything that's going on, like their agenda, but I feel it, bro. I feel it. It's like I'm gonna transition right now. Not what you guys are thinking about, but I'm gonna transition. Like with COVID. Think about when COVID first hit. Mind you, I was in Los Angeles, Katie. I was in LA, and I'm watching this shit unfold, and I swear to you, with Trump and China and this, and I saw it happening. I saw it happening in my face. I didn't believe anything. I was the guy, because I'm not vaccinated. I was in California. Mind you, the pressure was coming from everywhere. I couldn't walk into comedy clubs. I couldn't do anything. You always have to take a step back. And Adam Styles, like a guy that he does a podcast with, Natalia, he was like, Vinny, follow the money. No matter what the fuck you do in this day and age with the government and people, whatever, just go where the money goes, and you go, oh, shit, that's what it is. Because you know how much money they've made off the COVID vaccine? From all the pharmaceutical companies combined, it's over $1 trillion. That word almost sounds like an Austin Powers, $1 million, kabillion, gazillion dollars. It doesn't even sound real. So, Katie, couple questions. You were in when COVID hit.
Yes.
Where were you at?
So I was actually a company commander. So I was a company commander for 2 years. My first year was amazing.
No, yep. Say that. You're perfect.
And rocking and rolling, and business was good kind of thing. We were training and deploying and everything else. And then right around that 1 year mark, COVID hit. And
where were you at? Do you remember where you were at?
Yeah, it was just at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and things started getting weird. So as EOD, not only do we do our job deployed, but we also do our job here in the States.
Yeah.
So we are first responders here. We'll get calls to respond to bombs and, in the local area or pieces of ordnance. And so when they started coming down and putting all these restrictions on us and not being able to go to work and all these things, my company was the first responders for our area, and we were active. And so I kind of just looked at my guys and I was like, big boy rules. If you're feeling sick, stay home. If not, we have a job to do.
100%.
And whether that was right or wrong, we continued as if nothing.
Good, because I mean the military. Like think about it. The world shut down. The military can't just go, okay, we got to stop. You guys are like you said, front line. You guys are the first responders. It doesn't stop.
And we operate in very small teams of 2. And so you take one of them out, and that's the whole team down. So, and the rules were weird. It was like if you felt sick, you were automatically out for 2 weeks. I can't afford to lose an entire team for 2 weeks.
That's nuts.
We are so busy, and we were training up for an Africa mission at the time, and I was receiving a lot of pressure from higher to get vaccinated.
And this, not cut you off. Okay, how does that go? Because I know, did they do a blanket? Everybody in the United States military had to get it.
Yep. And even before it was mandated, they were pushing it, and, they were telling, if you don't get vaccinated, you're a bad leader. And how can you lead from the front if you're not, showing by example and getting the vaccination? So for a while there, for about 6 months, it was optional until it was mandated. And I would still say that a lot of people did get vaccinated because of different types of pressures. Whether they were being rewarded for the vaccination or being reprimanded for it. So, for example, we had one company that if you didn't get the vaccination, then you had to be tested every single day.
Oh, God, with the thing in your nose? Oh, fuck.
Yep.
That almost makes somebody be like, that's fine, jab me.
Yep.
Do it. Jeez.
Yeah, and so in my company, my first sergeant and I were very similar in thinking. We didn't want to get the vaccination.
And it's your body, your choice, right?
Yeah.
Technically.
So
life?
That was what I distilled on my soldiers. If you want to get it, good, and if not, I'm not going to force you. It's not mandated right now.
What was there? So Katie, was it? Because I know you get in trouble in the military. There's Article 15s. There's reprimands. There's all that. What was that? Obviously, it was going to come down from the president because they're pro. They are pushing it on everybody. Was there like a thing that came down? Like from the White House, like you guys all have to get it by this date, and like were people getting kicked out?
Yep. So eventually that did come down. The mandate happened, and my first sergeant and I still didn't get it.
Got you. And was there like a time, like a Katie, you have until, and what was that date that they gave you guys? Now, is it get it and get out dishonorably?
So at first it was like very like if you don't get it by this date, you're getting kicked out and you're getting dishonorable discharge.
Jesus Christ.
No benefits, no anything.
So, no benefits?
So what that did was it scared a lot of service members who were first like, I don't want to get it. Yeah. But when you have threats, to
the money, your
retirement, so a lot of people got it. And then there was still a handful of us that were like, no, we're not going to get it.
Yeah. You're like, I make bombs, motherfucker. Back up. Like, okay. By the way, you're standing on something right now.
Yeah. I'm very health conscious. I know everything that, I'm being, put into my body. And it was just one of those things that there was so little research at the
100%.
time.
100%. It was just go, 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 go.
Yep.
Operation Warp Speed was the thing that Trump put in life.
Yep.
Now, question though, Katie, did you get COVID before you got? Because they made you get it. When did you get vaxxed?
So I got vaccinated about 3 months ago.
Okay, now have you been up on all the 95 booster shots that they've made?
No, just so actually, before I was contemplating getting it, I had actually had adverse reactions to previous vaccinations. So there was yes. Got so there was actual medical evidence that hey, I shouldn't get this vaccination. I actually got prick tested for all the components in the vaccination, and I had an allergic reaction. And so when I was at the allergist, the nurse came in and she marked it down like, oh, positive reaction to, this. The doctor had come in right after her and was like, that's not an allergic reaction. Crossed it off. I still have the paperwork, initialed it, and said, this should be none. And I was like, well, doc, what do you want me to do about this allergic reaction I'm having? He's like, well, take a Benadryl and rub some cream on it. I was like, so you're prescribing me things for an allergic reaction that I'm not having. So there was a lot, and, I had another doctor. I was, switching doctors, trying to find someone that would be on my side. I had one doctor who actually wrote me a medical exemption for about 6 months. She signed off on it. We talked about my medical history. She agreed. Signed off. I went back to her about 4 or 5 months into that and being like, hey, I need this renewed. They're coming down on me again to, get vaccinated. And she's like, we just had a meeting and we're not allowed to give anybody, a medical exemption for the vaccination, no matter what.
So did you have COVID at all before?
Yep, so I had COVID twice. It knocked me out for about 24 hours.
Before? This is before?
Yeah, this is before.
So you have all the immunity, because Dr. Fauci even said back in the day, the best vaccination is getting COVID. Because you're right. Because mind you, when I got it, Katie, I'm not joking. The day Trump went, Shida, I swear to God, I coughed, Rob, and I felt my spine. I went, whoa, and I went, oh shit. I got it. China virus. And then I was done for a day. Mind you, I live by myself in LA, nobody around me. I sucked it up, took vitamins, and then I was back to normal. So you had it, you were out, and then so you've had past vaccine adverse reactions. Not to cut you off. So you got the vaccine 3 months ago. What has your body been going through since then?
I am seeing a cardiologist about once a week now for
your heart.
For my heart. Wow. I'm having heart issues.
Have they defined what the actual thing is?
No, and so when I was getting tested, the guy that was doing one of the tests, he actually was like, he looked at me and he was like, why are you in here? And I told him I'm having an adverse reaction to the vaccination. And he just kind of dropped his head and he was like, you have no idea how many people I see walk through my door, young, in shape, shouldn't have any issues for this exact reason.
Fuck. And is this something permanent that they're saying? They probably don't know up. Fuck, man.
Would you take legal action? Would that be something you would consider? Because, in the sense that, because he said something like that, there are many people who may be in your situation and, or is there too much of a risk? Is there too much of a risk for that to
I'll just say,
place?
you could definitely have a sip of water because I want you to talk about that. Because it's kind of different in the civilian world.
Right.
Right now, I could sue you because what you just said pissed me off. Or you misgendered me.
Right.
In the military, it's when you sign off, your GI is government issue. And I learned that really fast because in Montana, some guys got frostbite because they were assholes. They're out in the mountains. They almost died. They missed work and they got destruction of government property. Yeah. Wow. You damaged my body is yours. And I'm in trouble for not going to work because I fucked myself up. So yeah, if you could answer what she said, I'm baffled that it's they even knew that something was wrong with you and they're still pushing it.
Yeah, the decision was not light for me. It came down to financial reasons. I was financially, my dog, Mr. Pickles, who's like my son. Mr. Pickles, who is my son, he needed a $10,000 surgery. And there was, at that point, I could only imagine this is how parents feel with their children, but comparing it, just like, oh, well, then I got to stay in and I need to keep my paycheck because my paperwork was all the way up. Yeah. Once I got it, I was still flagged by the Pentagon for not getting it. So my packet had to go all the way up.
Because you're a captain, you're an officer, so they're not fucking around.
Right, and so I was totally fine, not getting it, getting kicked out, whatever, if I was going to get another than honorable discharge or whatever the case may be. But then it was that financial clinch that they had on me, and it was just like, okay, I'm going to get it, and I'll keep my paycheck.
Would you have been able to claim a religious exemption? I know medical, you said no.
So I got a wild story on that. I had a student who had literally never received a vaccination because of religious beliefs. her entire life.
Wow.
None. And so she has documents dating back to, I believe she was 20 now.
Where is she from? That, 'cause, I mean, America, you're getting jabs. She's not from here.
Right. No, she SoFlo, Southern Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
She ducked under all the,
yeah,
wow.
but her family is so religious, and you can tell, you know.
Gotcha, yeah.
And so I sent her paperwork up because now you're not allowed to commission as an officer. So all my cadets, even though they're not in, they cannot commission as an officer if they don't get the vaccination.
That is crazy.
Sent her paperwork up. And how they have been dealing with this is they haven't been. It's been sitting on someone's desk, and we haven't heard anything. She actually had to drop. She dropped the program because she wasn't getting, you know, paid or anything else because of it, and zero response. This was a year and a half ago.
And now, isn't it crazy, Kate, that now, like, the science is coming out now where they're like, well, all these people are getting jabbed, and like, you're still getting it. You're still spreading it. And like going back to my thing with all the transgender stuff, it's like we don't know what the results are going to be because it hasn't been 10 years or 15 years to do the research of science because we haven't lived that long. It hasn't been around that long. You know what I mean? COVID's been 2 fucking years.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, the vaccination ended me in the hospital. I was in the hospital for 2 days. And I remember because, you know, my boss was always, you know, asking if I was going to get it. He didn't want to do the paperwork to kick me out, you know. But so when I got it and I called him from, you know, the hospital, he's like, "You're kidding." He couldn't believe it. I was like,
wow.
This was the worst I told you so moment I've ever had. I didn't want to say it, you know, like, but yeah.
That's fucking, and then Mr. Pickles. God damn it.
Mr. Pickles.
What, are you, not to change, let to go huff. What, do you love pickles? Or
Mr. Pickles, yeah.
Well, do you love pickles in general?
Oh, pickles. Actually, not really.
How'd you name Mr. Wait, then how do you just randomly go, Mr. Pickles?
Okay, so he was my first dog. So if I was going to like scream or get mad or I didn't know how I was going to react with my first dog, I was like, I need something that I'm going to laugh at every time I say and kind of diffuse the situation.
Yeah, diffuse like a bomb.
Yeah.
See how everything is bombs. No, I had one more thing, Kate, before we get, Rob, were you going to say something?
No, I feel bad that people were put in that position. It seems like we continue to shit on veterans in this country.
No, weird.
And the military. It's so odd that you guys aren't even, like, you weren't even able to go, no, I've never gotten these. I've had adverse reactions to these. And they still go, if you don't do it, we're going to kick you out, not pay you. And then when you get a dishonorable discharge, you're not able to go, like, it's that much harder to get work. Correct?
Dude,
like when you try and get a job afterwards, they ask you, well, what was your previous job? I was in the military. And then you go, what? I was dishonorably discharged?
Dishonorably discharged, you're there with the murderers, the rapists.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And you just said no.
Oh,
to
yeah.
a vaccine.
Dishonor, like you have no honor.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And you know, the worst part going through all that was like, oh, you're not a real leader if you don't do this. And it's like that was like gut check, you know. But yeah, I think they moved it up to another than honorable, not much better, but
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So Katie, you're in 10 years. You're going for the whole gusto?
You know, I'm not sure.
Oh, she's in the middle. So because my brother did 10 years. And speaking of my brother, he saw that you're coming here, and my brother goes, Vinny, I know somebody that Nick Avila.
Nick Avila
trained you in something for bombs or something. He called him Smurf. He was in Afghanistan.
Yes.
But I guess he trained. You went to bomb school, and he was one of the training guys. Told me to say hi, but I was like, she's probably met a million people. But yeah, Kate. I thank you a million times for your service. Like I said, my sister just retired from 25 years. My brother was in for 10. Like the service, what you're doing with the Human Performance Project, that we're gonna put a link in the description. I think it's amazing. It's I think there needs to be more people like you. Your attitude, your energy, your vibe. I commend you for it, and I really hope that because think about it. You're serving, you're dealing with what you're dealing with. You care about the people that already did what you're doing, and this project, guys. I want whoever's watching. We're going to put the link in the description. Donate. I'm literally going to donate after this. So you guys are going for $100,000 for how much time do we have? February?
About a month and a half. We've got to be in a little before then. So
Got you. And so it's kicking. You're basically kicking it off here. But you guys have like something like for promotion wise to get it out everywhere.
Yes. So we're actually filming the video this weekend, so I'll be able to push that out.
Is it? Are you wearing the suit? Oh, that's so suits and guns and everything. Is the heart thing? affecting how you're feeling when you're training and shit, or are you feeling like?
So it's like a tight shortness of breath
Fuck.
type of thing. But if this is something I'm gonna have to live with for the rest of my life, like I gotta get over it. Like I gotta learn to train.
Yeah.
I gotta learn to.
Are they giving you any medication, like blood pressure medication or anything?
No.
Oh, it's just a tightness in your chest. Because from some of the research that I saw, especially with myocarditis, they're giving it to the young boys as medication. It's kind of helping them out. And again, follow the money. There's going to be medication for that as well. And those companies, I guarantee you, that are selling that, sell the...
I'm sure.
By the way, we're going to get flagged. People are gonna, you know what happens? Because even if you try to be slick on Instagram and you say COVID, it's that little thing at the bottom
Yeah.
that goes, hey, just let you know if you want information, because we got the real information.
Oh, and Valuetainment and Funny How. That's all
guys,
misinformation.
guys, this might be the last time you ever see us. Because before the podcast, Katie was talking about aliens and the Pentagon. No, I'm joking. But Katie, thank you so much for being here. Like, this is our second time here, but I think this one was fucking
awesome.
Italians, they say fantastic, but I really, really appreciate you, and I wish you all the best. And guess what? Gonna have you back again. Actually, I might even have you when you come back from, once this hits 100,000 and you leave and you come back. I want to hear that story.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's go. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Love each other. Be safe. We're out. Peace. Yes.